Hi, Sandra Wilson here to help you have a happier relationship in midlife. And today's question is, how can my self-esteem destroy my relationship? And I don't know whether you yourself may have noticed feelings of just not being good enough for your husband or your partner when this wasn't really such an issue when you met, or perhaps it was less of an issue. And we as women, as we start to enter our midlife years, it is common to experience low self-esteem in relation to so many things. And this can negatively impact our close, loving relationship. And as I said before, my name's Sandra, and I specialize in helping women to improve their self-esteem so that they can have better relationships in midlife and beyond, and maybe even find the confidence to leave relationships that are not working for them. So if you stick with me for the next few minutes, I will list 3 key areas that low self-esteem could potentially ruin your relationship and what you might be able to do instead. So I recently had a client who felt pretty crap about herself, about the way she looked. She put on a few pounds in weight because of the menopause, and she'd noticed her hair was thinning and what she described as her turkey neck. So she started to feel quite a lot more insecure about her looks, not just during intimacy, which had pretty much ground to a halt because she felt so unsexy, but when she was out and about with her husband. And she told me that he was still just as attractive as when they first met in her eyes. And she was just getting fed up of other women noticing him, flirting with him, and it just appeared that he was really enjoying the attention. And I cannot remember the last time anyone flirted with me, she said. I just feel old and past it and about as sexy as a park bench. So it doesn't really take Einstein to figure out that her midlife self-esteem free fall was mostly related to her perception that she had lost her looks and that her husband had kept his. And he would likely be at risk of straying or cheating if she didn't do something about it. And I asked if her husband had ever shown her any less love or affection, or if he had ever cheated or shown any interest in cheating. And she said, no, none of those things. But she still felt not good enough for him anymore. And she worried that he might stop loving her and leave her. So the 3 main ways that low self-esteem can sabotage your relationship, even if you don't have any evidence that your partner or spouse might not love you anymore or not find you attractive anymore, are as follows. Number 1, negative expectations, which then lead to self-sabotaging behavior. For example, jealousy. And if you've noticed jealousy creeping in, this can be a great destroyer of any loving relationship. And it can sometimes lead to over-questioning your spouse, asking them where they were, who was at that party, whether they fancied anyone, etc. Number 2, constantly seeking reassurance. Reassurance that you are loved, that you are lovable, that you are enough. So you might come across as being needy or insecure. And this, of course, can be very off-putting for your partner, and it could potentially drive a wedge between you. Number 3, worst case scenario thinking. So if you feel so fearful of losing the person you love, it might be triggering a deeper wound, that of being abandoned. And this can often create controlling behavior, conflict, and a significant loss of trust. Okay, so These are just 3 of the key areas. There are more, but for the sake of keeping this video within 5 minutes, I'm just going to stick to those 3. So low self-esteem does not only affect you, it can really impact your relationship unless you take steps to improve it. Some women, of course, may pull out all the stops to lose weight, to get Botox, to dye their hair, to have implants, hair implants, or some other procedure just to maintain the youth they feel that they've lost. It's a dire situation, a dire amount of pressure to be in as a woman, and we women feel it a lot. There's no easy answer, and there is no quick fix to fix low self-esteem. But with patience and commitment, and maybe focusing a little less on the outward appearance, more on your inner well-being, it can be fixed. Therapy can help if you're really struggling with those feelings of worthlessness, low self-esteem. And it's something that I do regularly with my clients, but you might like to consider some of these, consider some simple tips just to help you get on your way. So number 1, look after yourself. How could you improve your well-being? Exercise has been proven to promote good feelings. So find something that you enjoy that just gets you out and about. Number 2, open up your world beyond your relationship, including friends, activities that you enjoy outside of the relationship. So if you've become a bit too reliant on your spouse for your feelings of self-worth or well-being, it's no wonder you feel insecure and panicky at the idea of losing them. So by finding new hobbies, making new friends even, you are growing and expanding your horizons and becoming less dependent on just one person. And number 3, talk to your spouse or your partner. Tell them how you feel and enlist their support. Make suggestions for doing fun things together, maybe recapturing your joy, things you used to do. Chances are they're not going to be aware of how crap you've been feeling or why. So I hope this has been helpful. Do get in touch if you have any questions, any comments to make, and I'll be back with more tomorrow. Bye for now.